asked. Let's try to. Oh, hello, YouTube. We're live on YouTube.
We're
setting up. We're about to.
Let's try to improvisers keep a clear head on like our goal is to like figure out where our scene partner is going and constantly reassure yourself that you get it. You just have to say, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So just like constantly talk to people like you're ready to figure out where they're going, you know?
Love that.
Love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I love you.
Totally.
I love you too.
Mason, in mine, you're in the middle. Is that the case for everybody? Because it really works.
No, Mason's in the top right for me. Mel's in the middle for me.
I have him in the middle.
I think it's
guys,
different
and
on all of our
pretty great.
screens.
The only one that matters is mine, in which I'm in the top left. Well, just genuinely, because that's what everyone else sees. Is I'm in the top left, Hayden's in the middle. It's me, Mel, Lorcan, Mason, Hayden, Matt, Bree, Sasha, Michael.
Wait, how do you get to the live of it? I don't see it.
So I can let me give you guys the.
Oh, just kidding. I'm stupid.
If you just scroll down,
Here, I can just give it in the chat as well.
Danny, can you also share it on our Instagram?
Yeah, I'll try and do some social while we're doing this.
Yeah, do some social, get some engagement.
Some soch. Yeah, I need to post on my story as well.
I see people are filing into the chat. Hi everybody.
Hey,
Thank you so much for
Benjamin
joining us.
Melky.
Yeah, that's a cool name. I'm not sure.
It's
I'm gonna assume it's
Melke.
Melky.
Melky Cabrera.
No. Now we're talking.
Bree's here. That makes sense.
I love the headshot, Mason.
Yeah, Mason, that headshot is the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, it's great. I mean, like I got that shit for free, guys.
How old are you in that photo?
15.
Friends in the chat, find Mason's comment because there's a black and white headshot of him. Was that taken at your local mall? That feels like it was.
Wasn't that for our high school play?
Yeah,
I'm not saying that as a diss.
It was taken by like
it was.
It was taken by like a parent volunteer at a school play rehearsal.
Gianna, happy birthday!
Mason, I have a similarly
happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I
have a similarly posed picture too.
I think Michael has an extremely similar picture.
I don't know where to find it, but yeah, I think maybe they just made us all look like smarmy. I don't know.
Well, no, because there was like a wall of all of your headshots as you enter the theater, and so to the right of it, it's just like a block of black and white.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah. Can someone screenshot this and send it to Pepsi and ask them to sponsor me?
No.
Or Pellegrino.
Script Not Found, brought to you by Diet Pepsi. Are we
Guys,
breaking laws right now?
And, send this to Grinch.
Nastro Azzurro.
There's rum in it.
Buon appetito.
What's a Peroni? Is that a beer?
Rum.
Yeah.
Peroni is a beer.
Welcome to the Script Not Found live stream brought to you by 7 brands of beer and Pepsi.
And
Diet Pepsi.
And Goldfish.
And the Grinch.
Also,
And the Grinch.
a mystery beverage. If anyone in the chat can guess what is in my my nice pint glass here.
Yeah,
they get a lifetime supply.
You guys are all wrong so far. So
it's a Truly.
Is it tap? Is it some cold tap?
It's the Truly that he spilled from earlier from the rag. He rang it out and put it back into the cup.
Put it on ice.
I'm not gonna waste
he
it.
made Lindsay get up, not feeling well, slurp it off the mug, spit it back into a cup.
With a straw.
Matt, I gave like an honest, tactical guess, and you just blew me off.
Oh, Sasha, I'm so sorry. What was your guess?
No, it's okay. It's fine. I take it back. I don't think it's a G and T.
Ooh, she's milking it.
Is it a G?
It is not, but that is a good guess.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Shout out to my dad who likes 7 and 7s, which is a very dad drink.
That is a very dad.
What's in that?
7 and 7 is 7 is a kind of I actually don't know. I don't actually know. It's something with 7 Up. It's something with 7 Up. I have to do it, Mason.
No, we have
to
in the chat.
I think that's
if my dad is in the chat, Dad, can you let us know?
7
Are you sponsored by 7 and 7s?
I think they order that in Bridesmaids, and then
God damn.
Ellie Kemper is like, "What's that?" And she's like, "You'll like it. It's sweet."
Yeah.
I've never had a Seagram 7 Crown. What the hell is that?
Abby wants to know if you speak Italian, Lorcan.
I do fluently. Yeah.
Let's get
Did you all
Lorenzo
know
in here.
Somebody in the chat said
Comments above that says Lorcan really let himself go in quarantine.
I saw that. I didn't want to read it out loud, but I did see that, Lorcan.
I was gonna say that someone
you're
said
beautiful.
someone
really
said
wanna see
Matt
the
is
chat
funny
now.
and then redacted it.
Oh!
Because of the 7 and 7 thing.
Maybe they
It
were
must
being
have been the
coy.
Pepsi
Thomas
ad. They were
didn't
like,
want,
sell
TBD.
out.
Well, there was probably a one joke that hit, and then you followed it up, and they were
And
like,
then I said anything else, and they were like, this guy sucks.
yeah.
Lindsay. Lindsay's here. You guys don't have to
Lindsay.
watch
Shout
the
out,
chat.
shout
She's
out.
our mod.
Oh, my dad says
Ooh.
my dad texted me because he's not he's not in the YouTube chat, but he is watching. And he said that it's Seagram's, which I still don't know what kind of liquor that
Ginger
is.
ale,
Oh,
right?
Seagram's, yeah.
Seagram's is also gin, so that's also.
Oh, it's gin. It's gin and 7-Up.
So Seagram's, funny enough, was split into two companies. The non-alcoholic section got bought by Coke. You know Seagram's ginger ale?
Yeah.
That's what yeah.
Oh, and then there's also gin.
Yeah.
Are you just trying to get us back on that Coke ad? The
Don't
sponsor?
start that
That's
with
when,
interestingly enough.
bankrupt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Bree. I didn't know you were so hostile to information.
Jurassic says I'm underrated,
All right.
Matt?
which implies people
We're-
don't like me generally.
We're going a little wild right now.
Okay,
so
okay, sorry.
I'm gonna step in and welcome everyone in our chat, and thank you so much for joining.
It's
We've
just the
been
whole
doing
show.
we've been doing lots of jokes about sponsors, but I want to take this time to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters, some of whom are here in this chat, and some of whom have not joined us at this time. But we've had a few new ones join our family recently, which is extremely exciting. So we'd love to shout out our Patreon. You can go there and look into ways to support the show, because although we are doing these Zoom episodes, we are also continuing to come out with our our main stage show episodes that are more up our traditional alley. Not that this show has like a rich tradition to it, but so we're doing these Zoom shows, and what we're going to do is sort of we're adapting our improv style to be over the internet because of the pandemic, of course. And so we're going to open up and play a game, and then we're going to get into doing a really, really loose long form, which basically means we're just going to be doing a series of loosely connected scenes based on a one-word suggestion that we're going to get from you in the chat. And once we do a set of those, we'll then play another game, and then we'll do another set with another word suggestion, and then we'll wrap up. So the things that might be a little different or hard to grasp as you're watching is that the way that we're going to do scenes with each other is we're going to be raising numbers onto our cameras. So if you see someone raise a number 1, it means they're the first character in the scene. And if you see someone else raising another number, it means that they're in the scene with them. And that's how we determine who's in the scene. You also may see us swipe to transition to a new scene. You also may see me or someone else do this to pause the show or do an announcement or end a set or something like that. I don't think you need to know a lot else because we're trying to keep it pretty simple. But thanks so much for joining us. We're very excited. We love doing these. And I think it's time probably just to get started with a little game. Do you guys want to do another tag team monologue?
Do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Baby.
Yeah.
All right.
Really
so-
quick, I got
Oh,
like
yeah.
8 messages about it is not gin. Seagram's is not gin. It is whiskey. That is the last
Wait.
I'll speak of it.
All
Wait,
right.
it's for sure also gin. I've had Seagram's gin.
Yeah, it's a drinks company. They make
Yeah,
everything.
it's a big company.
Yeah.
Why would they
All
do
right,
it?
but
Yeah,
the 7 and 7 is whiskey. and
Y'all,
soda.
this is an experts challenge. Let's get back to it.
Oh,
There's a
nailed
There's a new house rule. Oh, jeez. There's a new house rule where Matt can't read the chat anymore because he gets way too hyped on what he's reading.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
Also,
Matt's-
Daniel Park just said, "Damn, Matt was looking fine today." So that's
you,
Matt's
Daniel
last
Park.
comment, though.
Appreciate
All right.
that.
All right.
Okay, no more.
So let's get started with a tag team monologue. We started our show with this last week. It's an extremely simple game. The way it works is that all of us are collectively playing one character and one improviser is speaking at a time. Danny is going to be handling and controlling the camera, and the rest of the cast is not aware of who he's about to put on the camera. But basically, There's one character who is continuously speaking. Whenever the camera switches, the improviser must pick up exactly where the previous one left off to keep that character talking. We'll just see where it goes. They get pretty silly. So let's start with a word from our chat. So in the chat, please type out a word and I will take it as the suggestion. There's always a delay on these streams, of course. So while we wait for a word to come in, I would like to ask Sasha how her day has been.
It's been fantastic. I was in the jacuzzi for 2 hours today.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah.
A little pretty.
Love that.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah, my organs have all melted away. How's your day?
All right. That's fantastic. It looks like our word is UK. So the UK. Does anyone have a place they'd like to start with the UK? Or
let me know who to spotlight.
All right. Well, after that very amazing pause from all of us, I will start because I traveled there 2 summers ago. So Danny, please put the camera on me and I'm going to start talking. And when the camera switches, a new person picks up where I left off. And this is Tag Team Monologue. Yay!
Ooh.
All right. I love that in the UK, they are a humble people who recognize that their food isn't necessarily as robust as some other cultures' foods. So in the UK, you'll often find that the biggest restaurants are Indian food restaurants, Italian food restaurants, French food restaurants, but not a lot of English food. When I was there, I couldn't get a lot.
You know, I couldn't get a lot, but you know, honestly, I was just so happy to be there to see the British people and their natural habitat. You know, they're not a proud people. They don't, you know, they used to have an empire, but it doesn't really seem like that on the island. You know, they don't really have a lot going for them now.
After everything that's gone on, historically, I won't get into that. Although I could. Kings, queens,
Princes, which leads me to today, where I'm telling the story of how I met Prince Wiggity Wah. Prince Wiggity Wah and I met at an Indian restaurant. He said, "Hi," and I said, "What?" Because I didn't hear him. And
I mean, the place was just so loud. I couldn't really get what he was saying, but I saw that sort of downtrodden but resolute look on his face that is just so common, and the kindness in his eyes just kind of
just spoke to me, and I just had to reach out to him, and I took his hand and I took a samosa in the other hand and I led him outside, and we just
danced the night away. Many of the Welsh dances with which he and obviously I am familiar, as somebody who has been to the UK one other time.
I spent the entire time mastering Welsh dance, which left me with very little opportunity to do sightseeing. But I was very much equipped for this moment. And when
he leaned in to kiss me, I said, "Your breath smells like curry, but I like that about you." And we kissed and we talked about Roman music and Russian dressing and
Italian seasoning and Colombian coffee and Cambodian chocolate, and at some point,
and we just realized that the English, they just take everyone else's culture and they just sort of try to make it their own, right? They go around the world and they say, "Oh, the Welsh, we're gonna take that."
Which leads me to today. I am speaking to you from my Welsh castle, which is not in Scotland, which is what you may think, but it's actually, in fact,
on top of a bridge over the River Thames. And
the best part about Wales is the time in 6th grade when I took a boat from England to Wales and had recently bought a new book. And then when I left the boat,
I stumbled upon an Indian restaurant and I went inside, and call it fate, call it whatever you want, but I saw an interesting looking boy across the restaurant that looked rather
like the aforementioned Prince. And it was many years later when I actually met him, and we ate the samosas and we danced and we discussed the Colombian
coffees that we would drink. And it wasn't until today I stand here as Mrs. Wiggity Wah, Princess.
Right. Fantastic. I'm glad it ended in a wedding.
That was beautiful.
That's how that romance blossomed. And
was that basically how your trip was?
Yeah, that basically is exactly how it happened. I got to admit, I did forget for a moment that this game revolves around not saying things that actually happened, but instead talking as fake characters.
I mean, we got where we
need character.
What?
I was about to say objection, and like I was waiting for you to say something wrong because I forgot.
I
for a sec.
I actually asked our chat for another word while this one was wrapping up, so they actually have words ready. And I know.
Where'd Sasha go?
I don't know, but
sure
maybe turn off your camera.
I'm back. No.
What
Sorry.
I do know is that our next word is latex, which is going to be the start of this tag team monologue. Danny's going to pick who starts this one right now.
All right.
I've worked at the latex factory for, well, it's going on 13 years now, and I have to say each passing day makes me more passionate about latex. I think that people don't realize what a malleable material it is, not just in practice, but also in spirit. Latex
is whatever you want it to be, really. I mean, they use it in all kinds of products, professional, personal, and otherwise. I don't really want to get into sort of where the latex is going.
But where it came from, it's in here. Now, there are some of us that are allergic to latex, and to those few, I pity you. Because latex it's like walking through a meadow of rubber
roses and just feeling them brush up against your legs and smelling that sweet, tangy, rubbery smell. And
it just brings me back to college, because we used to make sure that all of our furniture was made of latex purely for cleaning purposes. You wouldn't believe how easy it is to get Coca-Cola off a latex couch.
It is a pain. And kids, I see you losing interest, but your school doesn't allow real sexual education. So I'm kind of the best that your little middle school can get. So listen up. You spill a Coke, that's getting in your carpet, that's getting in your upholstery.
It's getting in your dirty little heads where there isn't enough sexual education to set it right. Now, back at the factory, we'd always say that the greatest character flaw someone could have is a latex allergy. And
we just all agree that while we pity those with latex allergies, well, I mean, I think it's something they could really get over if they tried. And
it's not something exactly. It can't possibly be like I don't know, an allergy to pollen or seasonal or
sealer equipment. Look, kids, I get a little choked up when I talk about latex, and I see your young, corruptible minds here, and I think to myself, wrap them all up in latex and don't let them
take it away from you.
All right. That's very inspiring. And that is Tag Team Monologue, everyone. So I feel like that was really good, and we're all.
That was a live look at sex ed in Alabama going on right now.
That was really realistic.
That's wonderful.
That silence.
Sorry, it's our. By the way, for our viewers, it can be very difficult over Zoom to get a natural rhythm of speaking because all I see is 8 heads and they just like it's really hard to tell when one of them's about to speak or when one has been speaking. So sometimes you'll hear a little bit of a unnatural rhythm, but that's kind of just the nature of being over the internet instead of in person. Yeah. I want to take a really quick moment now to ask Matt how his day was.
My day was great. I slept later than I've slept in a really long time.
How late is that?
And 10. I slept till 10.
Nice.
And then I had a nice relaxed morning, played a little video games. Then I got a workout going on, and mid-workout, I hopped on Instagram Live and talked to our fine people along with Mel. So
Excellent.
That's what's going on.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Lorcan, what are you eating? Goldfish?
Goldfish. Yeah.
It's like in the dark.
I'm not in the dark.
It's great.
How you been, Lorcan?
I'm okay. I'm pretty burnt out.
On what?
That's real.
Work.
Someone proposed that you're burnt out on credentials.
Ooh, yay.
Not me.
That's a callback.
Yeah. It's a callback. All right, so let's get started on the long form section. So the way this works is quite simple. We're going to get a word suggestion from you in the chat, so please start typing words for us. And then we're just going to start doing a series of sort of loosely connected scenes. And the way you'll be able to tell if we're doing a scene is if we hold up a number at the start, that means we're going to play a character in that scene, and we'll see where it goes. So as I wait for one more round of things in the chat, it's time for Bree to tell us how her day was.
You good?
You okay, Bree?
What you got?
Thanks, Bree.
All right, so that's all we need to know, I guess.
Yikes.
Okay. I'm gonna take
Edit
the
that
word.
out of the live.
What?
It's not how lives
Take
work.
that out of the live for me.
Yeah, cut.
Cut. We'll edit
Bleep it
this
all
out.
out.
Yeah,
Whoa,
no problem.
Sasha moved.
I did. I'm in a new part of my castle in Wales.
Yeah.
That room is gorgeous.
Thank you. It's my parents.
Oh, where the magic happens.
Oh.
Oh,
You like that,
okay.
Hayden.
I'm gonna take the word
Personal.
incubate.
Really? After that comment, that's what you're
I'm
taking?
gonna take the word incubate. I'm feeling inspired. Everyone, this is our first long form. Yeah, you were saying, Matt?
Mommy,
Yeah.
Mommy, it's my turn to take the chicks home.
Okay.
The chicks from the classroom,
yeah.
chicks.
I understand. Where are they?
They were in an incubator.
Incubator.
And an incubator, yes.
Incubator.
And
Yeah.
right. We're saying the same thing. And then they hatched, and
Yeah.
now we each get a day to take them home. So it's our turn to care for the chicks.
That's so great, Matt. Where are they?
They're in my backpack.
Oh, you should take them out. I'd love to see. Mommy would love to see the chicks.
Oh,
now.
okay, sure. I'll
Right
take
now,
them out.
Mommy would
Okay.
really love to see the chicks.
Here
as
they are.
soon as
They're
you
in.
will- Oh,
They're in
thank
this
goodness.
cardboard box, which is punched full of holes so that
Okay.
they can breathe.
And I
They
can hear
are-
that they're still making some noises, so I that's probably good.
Yeah. Here you
Matt, I
go.
wish you had told me a little earlier. We could have. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Okay, well they're looking pretty good. So what are their names? I see there's 4 of them.
Yes, Ronald, Darby, Felipe, and Tyler.
Did all of you name did different kids in the class get to name each chick or something?
Our teacher, Mr. Bronson, named them.
Mr. Bronson named all of them?
Yeah, he's really sort of taken ownership of this thing in a way where it's felt less like a classroom activity and more like his weird fever dream.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
There's a knock at the door.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I'm gonna
Mom,
put
there's
these
a
chicks
knock
down.
at the door.
Yeah, could you please get it? I'm right behind you. I just got to put the chicks down.
Oh,
Hey.
hey there. You must be Mrs. Meyer. I'm Mr. Bronson. I'm Matt's teacher from school.
Hi,
Oh,
Mr.
hello.
Bronson.
Hi, Mr. Bronson. How may I help you?
Did Matt tell you about the chicks staying with
He
you?
just told me
Weekend.
about Ronald, Darby, and Felipe, and I'm blanking on the
And
4th one.
Tyler.
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 Fourth one. Yeah. And did he tell you that I would also be staying with you to oversee?
Absolutely not.
He didn't tell you.
Mr. Bronson, I don't know if that's he didn't even tell me about
Matt,
the
could
chicks.
you unpack my things, please?
Yes, of course, Mr. Bronson. I'll be in my room setting up your sleeping pad.
Oh, wow. Mr. Bronson, may I ask, what's the purpose of having students take home the chicks in the first place?
Oh, it's so that they can learn ownership and take responsibility for the chicks.
Can you please then explain
it's
to me?
It's important to teach responsibility at this young age.
Yeah, I understand that, but where do you fit into this, Mr. Bronson?
You never took animals home in class, did you?
No, I didn't, but I still don't want to focus on that so much right now as I want to focus on the fact that you followed my child home and now you want to stay in his room.
Mr. Bronson, where would you like me to hang your many colorful coats?
Matt, sweetie, could you please stay in your room for a second? Mr. Bronson and I are working out your assignment.
Sure.
Matt, just hang them in your closet. That'll be great.
Okay.
Cut to Mr. Bronson's home. So, where have you been all night?
I was staying with a student, and the chicks that we are raising in class. It was Matt Myers' turn to take.
Are you kidding me? That is the most nonsensical lie I have ever heard. No reasonable person would believe that you are gone all night and you're staying with a small child and some chicks. This is ludicrous.
There's a knock at the door.
Okay, hold that thought, cowboy. I'm getting the door.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Mr. Bronson left his toothbrush at my house 2 days ago, so my mom brought me to bring it back to him.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for bringing that over.
Hi, Mr. Bronson.
Okay, I'm gonna thank you very much. I'm gonna close this door now.
Have a good night, Sarah. See you on Monday.
You had your mistress's daughter bring you a toothbrush back? Are you kidding me right now? I don't know how many mistresses. Why was there a child bringing a toothbrush?
That's my student.
Cut to me, Michael, and Mason as the chicks. New house.
Yep, new house. Lots of holes in the top this time. That's kind of nice.
Warm.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
We see the fourth chick, Tyler, is lying dead next to the three.
Why is Tyler not moving?
Tyler's really tired, I think. He didn't
He's
sleep
been
a lot at
tired.
Sarah's house.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, he's been tired for a couple of weeks.
Hey, can I ask a question, you guys?
Always, Felipe.
Shoot.
Why does everyone always seem so taken aback when they find out that my name's Felipe?
You know, I wouldn't even dwell on it, Felipe.
Well, Darby,
Don't-
I don't think there's a lot of Darbys out there, and I feel like it doesn't get as much attention necessarily.
You remember?
Are you? I mean, I feel like you're just pointing the finger at me now. I don't like that.
No. I'm just saying that
Would you
Darby
rather
doesn't
they
draw.
be-
People hear Ronald and they go, "Okay, that's a proper but still appropriate name for a chick." And then they hear Darby and they're still on board. And then they get to Felipe and someone always asks, like, how were they named? Or are they really
That's
related? Or is it
Yeah.
fucked up that Felipe is a little browner in the coat or something? And I just don't feel like that's, it just seems really, maybe we should focus on Tyler. I'm sorry. it was starting to get to me.
Tyler, what do you think?
Tyler is still dead, you see.
Well, Tyler, actually, now that we're talking about Tyler, everyone,
Tyler.
even though there's clearly no pattern between our names, when it rounds back around to Tyler, everyone thinks that's normal too. And I just don't see why Tyler gets a pass.
Yeah, Tyler, why do you get a pass? I mean, whenever we bring this up, you never really stick up for Felipe. I mean, at least we're willing to hear him out.
I would say
yeah, Tyler.
specifically for the last day or so, you haven't said much at all. But he's been
Yeah.
tired. He's been tired.
It's been a tiring time. We've been in transit again.
But
Yes.
can we all agree that being tired doesn't give you a pass to ignore somebody? I just
We can agree on
I think I
that.
can agree to that. Yes. Yeah, we can agree to that.
we can all agree to
So
that.
you've been staying with children. That's what,
Yes.
that's what you've been doing.
And the chicks and the children's parents. That's
And
correct.
you're okay with this, the parents.
There's usually pushback, but I mean, it failed the third grade, so.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it, and I'm assuming if it was a bigger deal, I guess I would have heard about it by now.
Up to Mason's mom character and Hayden getting coffee. You know, Hayden, I know this. It is a lot, right? And we've been friends for so many years, and I just wanted to let you know that I can confirm your husband did actually stay over at our house, and it's not affair related or any. He slept on the couch because I just wasn't comfortable with the sleeping bag in the room, and he says that happens all the time. I don't even know why he keeps pitching it. But
look, Mason, I know we have been friends for a long time. It's a small town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my husband has been teaching at that school only 6 months now, and I honestly I don't know if it's going to go longer than this if anyone else finds out. But I mean,
you know, my brother teaches too, and I do understand that when you're new at a place, you want to make waves and really change how the education system has been working. So part of me really does sympathize with your husband, but I did want to ask if everything's all right, because this does seem a bit much sometimes.
The waitress approaches and picks up the bill that Mason filled out, and there's like a really low tip. You clearly didn't bring home pets when you were little, huh?
No, I didn't. But
Swipe.
Have a nice day.
Swipe.
So I just wanted to take this time, Hayden, to introduce you to Royal Academy. We're so excited to finally have a new teacher with us. We're a really, really tight-knit bunch. I mean, me and Bree, we go bowling every Thursday. You're welcome to come, but I think I speak for the whole school when we just say we're excited to have you.
This is so great. At the last school, there wasn't really that much of a tight community. It was pretty stuffy, and here at the academy, I've really been looking forward to sort of putting my mark and fitting in. And I can't say that I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
But we're excited to have you.
I'm so excited. Seriously, welcome.
Just like a few quick rules about the teachers lounge. It is dog friendly. Woo!
Woo!
So feel free to bring your pet. Not cats. Cats are bad. But your dogs. And also, if you finish the coffee pot, just refill it.
That's it? 2 rules? That's it?
Another teacher enters carrying a cat. Hey everybody! I thought maybe I know
Whoa,
we don't
Gretchen!
really.
Get the
out.
fuck out!
Get out, Gretchen! Ew!
Get out!
Ew!
Get out!
I sit around a poll for
Hey,
Skitters
I'm new
here.
here. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice, Hayden.
Hayden,
Nice.
Right.
that was really cool.
I think you're gonna like it here.
Hayden, there are some students I want to introduce you to. They're called the Nasties. And they eat lunch every day in the drama classroom. And I think you'd really just like them.
To the Nasties.
I can't believe that we get to eat lunch again today. 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row. It's because we've been so bad.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty. I brought carbs
Yeah, it's her name.
for lunch.
You brought carbs.
What did you bring?
Carbs. That's right.
Carbs. You're so bad.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Shit.
That's what makes you so great.
Oh
Thank you.
man, I thought we were all keto.
No, that's not nasty anymore. Actually, that was
Yeah,
nasty.
Keto's not
last
nasty
Keto's not
anymore?
nasty anymore. Yeah.
There was just so
Yeah.
much bacon fat in my diet, I assumed it was nasty.
Right. No, I mean, I get
Well,
it, but yeah,
I mean,
no, keto's not nasty anymore.
the
Now
rules-
bucking. Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna say, look at the nasty. If you need any, reference point that. We
Oh
have
yeah, the big
nasty rules.
whiteboard with all our rules on it.
The
Yeah.
big
Yeah,
nasty
exactly.
commandments, as we call
Yeah.
them.
The big nasty commandments, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
do you guys ever wonder? I don't know. Maybe
Oh, speak your mind.
do you guys ever wonder if we're toxic?
Well,
Like
yeah,
masculinity?
That's one form of toxicity. Because we're a mixed gender group, I thought maybe just toxic, like awful people to be around.
You
Like,
know,
all the
toxic
adults-
masculinity pervades all kinds of genders and races.
Whoa,
That's very true.
You have a strong understanding of intersectional issues, and
I
that's
do.
nasty.
Yeah,
That's-
I'm a
that's
fucking
nasty.
dumb shit otherwise,
Pretty
but that's
nasty.
like my one. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's nasty. That's very nasty
Yeah.
of you. Okay, my concern is resolved.
I mean, yeah, like I think as long as
Is anyone
like,
gonna? Oh,
oh,
sorry.
see, this is a part
Hey, don't apologize. That's
Hey,
not nasty.
sorry. I
That's
don't
not
even.
nasty.
I don't.
That's not
oh,
nasty.
man.
calling
I just thought I
out
went deaf for a
microaggression
second or
is
something.
fine.
Another student walks in the room, very nervous.
Hey.
Hey, nasties.
Hey.
I just wanted to say that even though you guys are like very cruel and really awful bullies,
Uh-huh.
I really appreciate the education you've been giving to the school. Because I feel like people are like really surface level into these issues, and you guys are able to get to them in like a much deeper way, and like it's much more like nuanced and inclusive. But also please don't put me in a locker anymore.
That was a nice compliment, which is nasty. Complimenting us is nasty.
Totally.
Yeah. But
Thank
asking
you.
for
We're
mercy
nasty.
is not
Nasty
nasty.
girls.
Nasty girls, nasty girls and guys, and nasty really non-gender conformists
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah.
Nasties, can we have a quick confab about Brenda, whether or
Cut
not
back to the teacher's lounge. So Hayden, how was your first lunch with the nasties?
Honestly, I have so much to learn. I didn't know so much about the complexities of what it means to be nasty and gender conformity. And honestly, I've been coming at this from a completely one-dimensional attitude. Like when the guy came in with the cat, I knew what was going on. I had it, but like they've brought up a whole spectrum of things, and it's really opened my mind as to what
the
I can do.
The
as
nasties run the
nasty
Pay It
person.
Forward club here at school.
It's quite remarkable, honestly. You know, the student becomes the teacher, that kind of thing. You know, it's really great.
It's tough though. They're really hard to discipline because they do a lot of good, but they also do just like the standard things you'd expect a group of powerful kids to do. So it's a tough line.
General corruption, bribery, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they like to-
Hey everybody. Hi, the cat's in my car. I just wanted to say for the past hour I've been yelling because Ow! Okay,
Cut back to the nasties. Cut back to the nasties. So wait, Sasha, you're saying that your lecture on being more environmentally responsible in both macro and micro senses went really well, and then you pants the teacher?
Nasty.
Yeah, he needs to know his place. Okay.
Right.
Who
Was
was
his
teaching
dick
at
out?
school?
Did you pants the underwear too?
Whoa, Mason.
No, I just like, did you pants, like, was it a complete pantsing or was it like a partial pantsing?
So it just sort of feels like this question has come up multiple times in my
Was
life.
his dick out?
And I sort of feel like once maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Was it the cat motherfucker? Was it that
I'm
guy?
yeah.
Cut to Mason with the guidance counselor. Hi, Mason. So I actually talked to your parents, and we got written permission to introduce you to porn. You've been causing a lot of problems. There's been a lot of issues that we decided could be rectified if we just taught you what porn is.
Well, they wouldn't sign my form before, so what changed?
Oh,
I asked them last week for written consent for me to start watching porn, and they ripped that shit in half. What'd you say to them?
Cut back to the baby chicks who are now at that Mason's character's house. Porn is playing in the background.
Tyler?
Tyler is still dead. Wow. Touched on a lot of important stuff there.
A lot to unpack.
Woo! I don't actually know how I was named Lorcan. Like, my parents never told me like a story or anything like that.
No story behind the name at all, huh?
No, really, no, truly, no.
Okay, I'll just put down unknown. Do you know why your parents have their names?
You know, no.
We see that Lorcan is the bouncer for a club.
Lorcan, is this like a personality test thing or what? Like, is it?
They've rolled out these more intensive ID checking guidelines for.
Thanks, Lorcan.
I get
so fun.
Have a good night, Mel. See, Mel
I know
was named Mel after.
This Mel Gibson.
Yeah, after Mel Gibson.
After Mel Gibson?
Yep.
You
Mel
have more
Gibson.
questions?
I have a lot of questions, but my main question right now is for Lorcan though, which is how is that? Okay, bye Mel Gibson.
Bye, Mel.
How is that? How is that enough?
That's not Mel Gibson. She's named after Mel Gibson.
No, I know. I was making a joke, Lorcan. I've come to this club week after week, and I get that ID screenings like aren't perfect, right? Like most of the time, it's just people who don't even know what they're really looking at, and they just let them in. So I totally get why this club has stopped doing the ID check visually. But what is this? Like, what criteria is there? Why do I need to know why I'm named Mason?
Look, Mason. Today is May 23rd, 2020.
Yeah.
Exactly 21 years ago today, there was a huge shift in the thinking around baby names where people switched to more of a baby book model. Just, pick one out.
What does this have to do with your club, Lorcan?
Hey, later, Lorcan. Great time tonight, bro. I'll catch you later.
Have a good night, Matt. Thanks for coming out tonight.
What's his deal?
He was named.
What? You got a question for me?
All right, yeah, Matt. How did your parents name you, Matt?
Oh, they named me after the first thing they saw. There was a mat lying in front of the door
lucky.
They took a pregnancy test, and the rest was history. All right, you need anything else?
Wait, hold on. You were named after your parents took the pregnancy test, but not at your birth or anything?
Yep, you heard me right, brother.
So how many parents took your pregnancy test?
All right, guys, catch you later.
All right. Look, Lorcan, how is that good enough to get in the club?
I mean, it's convincing. Have you never seen something and immediately been like, I should name something after that thing?
He said both his parents took a pregnancy test. And then he said that they then looked down at the floor behind the pregnancy test. And so they decided to name it Matt. Look, that's the story.
Hey, Lorcan, this line is kind of taking a while. Can I just skip it? You know me. Pregnancy test. Can I just go in?
I know you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go right in.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on.
Pregnancy test.
Did your parents follow a similar philosophy as Matt's parents?
What? Yeah. Like name me when they saw the pregnancy test?
Yeah, and they were looking at the pregnancy test, so they just named you pregnancy test?
Yeah, were your parents like looking at like a jar or something? Like
No, I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to say I don't. How do you guys all know these stories? Sorry, pregnancy test, you can go in.
Your parents were bricklayers?
No,
Mason
neither of them.
Talking with his parents.
Mom, Dad, it's been crazy. Sorry, Dad, what were you saying?
No, I mean, no, you can ask all you want how you were named. Honestly, like your guess is as good as mine. I don't.
Mom, how was I named? It's important, okay?
Your dad did most of the heavy lifting. I mean, I just was along for the ride.
Is the heavy lifting because Masons do heavy lifting? Is that what it is? Is that
you're reading
something?
Into things.
Cuts to Mason's mom talking to me, the doctor.
I mean, honestly,
Were you trying to spell Jason?
Yeah.
Do we know?
Cut back. Mom, what do you mean trying to spell Jason?
I don't know. I was young.
You were young, so you put an M instead of a J?
I was young. It was indiscretion.
Burdening us with this line of questioning.
It's important, okay? I can't explain why, but I need to know why I was named Mason.
I carried you for 9 months.
I'm
and
sorry,
this is
Mom.
the thanks I get.
Is that
We
not
see
enough
that
for
she's
you?
not. We see that she's not crying.
All right. I'm gonna call an end to that long form set. That was a lot of fun. We covered a lot of topics. I
That
do
was
want to
great.
point out that in our chat, Danny, you've been reading the chat, right?
Yeah. We've
There's
been getting some trending
movement
hashtags.
happening.
Yeah.
What's the hashtag?
We've
Danny?
got hashtag Justice for Felipe.
Mhm.
Yo, yes,
Hashtag
nice.
Let Tyler Speak.
Yes.
And hashtag Nasties
For
for life.
Tyler was the dead one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let
Nasties,
Tyler
yeah.
speak. Was...
Exactly. Let Tyler speak.
And what was the last one, Danny?
Hashtag Nasties for life.
Nasties for life. Well,
Yeah.
thanks so much for watching, Nasties.
That's
Now we have
awesome. A lot of fun.
hashtag Jason deserves better. Yeah.
He does.
All
Just
right.
give him an
I
answer.
really liked Justice for Felipe. That was pretty
Justice for
funny.
Felipe was great.
Justice for Felipe is real.
Also, like in this case, like injustice is just that people are surprised he's named Felipe.
Yeah, well,
Injustice is.
Yeah.
Um,
That's great.
But before any of you commenters get indignant, how many of you own a chick that you named Felipe? So that's
a good point.
I rest my case. So let's go on and move on to a round of Blind Line. How's that sound?
Oof.
Love it.
We've decided that we're going
Lurkin,
to
you
play.
okay?
You okay, Lurkin?
Yeah.
I thought he said woof when you suggested that we play Blind Line.
Lurkin, are you all right? Speak up.
All right. So.
Oh no! Not again.
No! Not this again.
It's
No.
happening.
A breathing callback.
No. Okay. So a game that we like to play on stage is Blind Line, where we have our audience give us lines to write down on a slip of paper. It could be a movie quote, or it could just be like a line of dialogue or an exclamation or something. So what we're going to do is I'm going to right now get some suggestions from our audience in the chat. So I'm just going to say a prompt, and I'm going to give it a couple seconds for people to type stuff out. And then I'm going to say a new prompt. And then after we do that 3 times, we'll have lots of things written down. And then we're going to have 3 improvisers play a scene for you. And Danny is going to be moderating the scene by DMing some of us the lines that you've written down in the chat. Whenever an improviser is given a line by Danny, they have to say it right then and there. So that's how the scene will become influenced by the lines that you've left for us. I think
No
that's all
looking
you
at
need
the
to know.
chat. No looking at the
Yeah,
chat. everybody.
improvisers do not look at the chat. Right now, I'd like someone to raise their finger and do 1, B1. Sasha,
Oh, don't look at the YouTube chat.
don't look at the YouTube chat. Correct.
Yeah.
Do look at the Zoom chat where Danny is giving
Do look for the Blind Line.
Yeah. So Bree and Sasha are 2 of the 3 people in our scene, and then let's say that Matt is the 3rd. So Matt, Bree, and Sasha will be doing this scene. Other improvisers can come in if they hold up a finger or something, but
Handle
we'll
it.
start. We'll start.
Good luck.
We'll start with those
Woof.
3. The nasty scene is over, Bree. So
It's never over. It's a lifestyle.
We're gonna do a scene starting with those 3 on Blind Line. So your first prompt is a quote from a movie or book or song. So type one out that you want us to say.
Cool.
All right. Now that I've given you a second to do that, I'd also now like an action. So like something, and we'll have the actions typed in all caps. So type the action in all caps, and they'll start doing the action that they see. Take a second to type that, and then now let's move on to an exclamation, something for them to yell. Put an exclamation behind it so that we know it's that. Great. And that's good enough, I think. So we'll get a mixture of those things. If there's something else you want us to say, you can type that as well. Danny's going to be reading the chat and looking at the things you've left for us. And Matt, Bree, and Sasha are going to start this round of Blind Line. So yay! Woo! Oh, and your suggestion is jazz.
Is what?
Jazz.
Jazz.
Got it.
Sasha,
Yes.
when we opened this jazz bar 16 years ago today, I knew that I had a business partner, but I didn't know that I had a best friend.
So
You
Matt,
Talking Jazz is the name of our club.
That's right, Matt. And just every time I hear it, my brain shuts off. I have no.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring that up. I've noticed that sometimes when I get a little personal when we talk about our feelings a little bit, Sasha, you seem to completely shut down, not just shy away from the conversation or not share how you feel, but go completely blank. And it makes me wonder, after 16 years, when will you let me in?
Well, I'm going to just start off by saying,
behind you.
What? Oh, it's you. Bree.
Sorry. Hey.
Bree, you scared us. Why did you
Sorry,
announce
when
yourself that way?
I threw my keys on the counter, and I get kind of confused about which things are boomerangs and which things aren't.
If the shoe fits, I buy it. And I buy your explanation of that. You do some kooky stuff, Bree, but you always keep us light on our feet. And that's why letting you in as the third business partner 5 years ago was a good choice. Right, Sasha?
I'm only a bartender and have no business experience. We can meet in the space between. We can meet. It's supposed to be sung in the space between.
And you're our best jazz singer. Are you ready to go tonight while you serve up drinks?
She's ready.
We're going to keep exploring the singing bartender concept.
I'll say it. You guys give me too many job responsibilities.
Who's cutting onions in here, Just like, look at us. Like, just like,
oh my God, Sasha, are you crying?
Sasha, you're showing feelings.
No. There's got to be some kind of, I don't know, food.
This,
like an onion.
This is my least vulnerable spot. This is my least vulnerable spot. That's my impersonation of you, because you don't let us in. But you just did, Sasha.
Doesn't count. Feel? No, I'm fine. Sasha? It's just Matt.
It's okay to feel things, right, Bree?
Bree
feels things. Bree feels overwhelmed, clearly.
Yeah, I keep telling you guys that I'm really not good at most stuff. I just am a pretty good bartender.
Run, Forrest, run. Sometimes you just got to throw open the door and put on your shoes and run away from your problems.
Are you asking us
Never
to leave?
Look back. I'm talking to myself right now. Please don't interrupt.
I can't afford to buy you out of your stocks, and I also cannot handle the business side of the stuff you do, and you're too dramatic for me. For like more emotions, but
this
I can't believe it's not
is what
butter.
I was talking about, Matt. This exact thing is what I was talking about.
I can't believe it's not butter, Sasha. That was the name of our cafe, which shut down because we all started fighting.
You're gonna bring up I can't believe it's not butter right now.
I'm bringing it up because we feel like we're at another breaking point. I'm talking about jazz.
All right. We'll cut it there.
Oh gosh, that was hard.
Yeah, that was hard.
Really hard.
I do think it's funny that you guys weren't sure why a completely trademarked name for a cafe might get shut down.
Look, that is still pending in court, and I'm not.
You're like, hey, look, we named it. We gave it a name that was already owned, and they took it from us.
I'm also very stupid and immediately forgot the rules of the game because the first thing I got from Danny was slightly overheated, and I wanted to be like, get a computer fan. Like I had no idea why he was telling me. I apologize.
I thought you did a great job in that scene.
Thank you.
You guys just want to do notes now? Should we just do notes right now?
Yeah, let's do notes.
Well, okay, one thing about it is that they don't know like when we get a comment.
That's true.
That's a good point.
And when we do the stage version, like you pick up the piece of paper. So
yeah.
Just
when I think when I like edit this, I can like maybe place the comment like up in your box right before you say it.
Awesome.
But for the live audience, sorry.
Yeah.
Why are we apologizing for that scene? I thought it was great.
So
shout out to the
I thought that was a lot of fun.
105 people watching.
Shout out
to you,
baby.
Justice for Felipe.
You guys did awesome.
No, seriously, thank you to all of you watching. It's a lot of fun. We're about to move on to another long form section. I actually do, by the way, think that like as someone who wasn't reading the chat, I could still tell a lot of the time when you were saying lines that were being given to you. So it was still fun. All right, so let's move on to our second.
Bree just came in with a very bold choice.
Behind you.
Credits due.
So we're going to move on to our second long form. The way it works is that Danny's empty chair and Matt's empty chair are going to do a scene together. No, it's the way it's going to work is we're going to get another word from the chat. So in the chat, please bomb us with some words, and we're then going to get started on another set of loosely connected scenes. And as always, we'll be swiping to transition. You might hear some narration or voiceover from people who want to add some details to the scene that we would normally be able to provide, but because it's Zoom, we can't. So that's how that's going to go. In the meantime, Hayden, oh yeah, Bree, what's up?
It's Janice's birthday as well.
Happy
Shout
birthday,
out
Janice.
So thank you for
Happy
live streaming on
birthday.
your birthday, which is a sweet way to say it.
We are honored.
Thank you. A genuine
Should
thank
we
you to
see-
all the people joining us.
Should we see how quickly we can sing happy birthday? If we can sing it under like 4 seconds.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
That was really good, guys.
That went really well.
I'm curious to know what that sounded like.
Really
Sure
good.
sounded great.
Really
Hayden,
good.
I'd love to hear briefly how your day was.
It was a typical lazy Saturday.
Awesome.
Although I'm unlike Matt. I wake up at like 7 a.m. just rocket out of bed. Weekends, weekdays, I can't sleep in. I don't know what it is. Probably because I'm ancient, like my dad.
All right.
Try drinking really heavily right before you go to sleep.
Oh, nothing weird about that or dangerous. Lifelong dependency problems.
Michael, I would like to pose to you 3 words, and I'd like you to pick one, okay?
Okay.
One is trumpet, one is rope swing, and one is melons.
Rope swing.
All right, so rope swing is our suggestion. Michael's going to be in the first scene. I don't know who else is in the other ones, but and let's get started. It's our long form. Woo!
Oh.
There you go. All right, it's enough pushing for me.
What do you mean, Hayden? I mean, you always, I don't really know how to do this. You always make sure that I go real high on the rope swing. Why'd you stop?
You ever wonder if I would like to swing?
I mean, if you'd like to swing, why don't you just say so? You know, we
Well,
always
I
come
don't-
out here. Well, go by all means, go ahead. Just know that I'm not that strong and I can't push you that hard.
We
So
see
you're
that
kind
the
of on your
tire
own if you're doing it.
attached to the rope swing is extremely big, and that Hayden is jacked.
I mean, I cannot your muscles are as big as my head. How could I compare?
I've been going to the gym as long as we've been coming here. What have you been doing?
I mean, I've just been on the rope swing. I usually kind of wait for you. I mean, if we're being fair about this, you are kind of late to our rope swing session. So,
Oh, you're gonna comment on my tardiness to the late swing to push you? I'm late to pushing you. Is that what you're saying?
Hayden,
well, if you think
Hayden, honey, how's
Huh?
the bonding with your new stepson going?
Going great, sweetie.
I love you. I love you two together. I want to take 100 pictures, but I have to make mac and cheese. Bye.
oh, mom, don't go. Oh.
You are lucky, you little 8-year-old. That if I had any say in this, I would get you implants so you were stronger. But instead, you're just an 8-year-old and you're gonna be weak. So that's that.
No, I like to stay weak and nimble. I might not be
Mikey,
strong, but I can
Mikey?
climb.
Mikey, do you want hot dogs in your mac and cheesy?
No protein.
Okay. Okay,
Just eat
bye-bye.
mac and cheese. Oh, bye.
Stupid little kid, eat your hot dogs. God damn it, you're gonna be like the size of a pea for the rest of your life, and you're doing
Hayden,
this.
honey?
Good. I hope I am.
Hayden, honey, 2 scoops protein powder or 4?
8.
8?
8. You were close.
Okay, bye-bye.
No.
Oh, you're really packing it on today. Oh, I guess.
Cut to Mason the mailman talking to Hayden on his porch. Oh my God. Yeah, you were. I agree that kid, Michael, he's extremely antagonistic for an 8-year-old. I mean, you should see. He tries to get in a fight with me every time he sees me dropping off the mail.
I mean, I just
Hey,
don't know-
male loser.
Oh, there he is. Damn
Go
it.
back inside.
I'll go back inside when I want to go back inside. Hey, male loser.
Yeah, Michael.
Mason's mom approaches. Hi, honey. You need it. You guys good? You good here with?
Mom, please stay in the truck. I'm working.
want to take 100 pictures of you, I'll stay in the
Nancy?
truck. Okay.
Nancy, is that you?
Oh.
What the?
What?
What was
Nancy,
that,
what was
Mom?
that?
They're frozen. These women are frozen in shock that they've run into each other.
Nancy, do you want to come inside for some mac and cheesy?
I do.
Come on inside.
Hayden,
All right, now that-
I wish you luck.
I want to see those two at the
Okay, cut to
kitchen
the-
table.
Cut to Bree and Mel. Cut back to Mason and Hayden.
Mason, you're a great friend, and we've been talking ever since I moved in with Mel here, and like you're a hell of a mailman. But I haven't had the courage to ask why your mom comes along on some of these routes. I mean, that's an old woman. That is an old woman, and you're a grown man in shorts. And
Yeah,
it
well,
doesn't make sense.
basically, you know, she moved in with me, you know, and it's just kind of like part of taking care of her. You know, sometimes she needs to get out of the house. It's really fun. She's actually awesome. I really, the destabilizing thing here is
Boo!
Hush, he's talking
Positivity.
about his
boo.
mom.
Swipe.
Come on, have you no heart?
Swipe.
Sasha, it's been really fun just like building out our habiting space, you know? Like it's been really nice. Like I love the hammock. I think hanging up the hammock has been awesome. It's been a really great,
Worth the purchase, right?
worth the purchase. Absolutely. You know?
Yeah. Sky Mall knows what they're talking about sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's
You know, I was really like trying to avoid like spending too much money on the move and stuff, but like these little purchases here and there have really built out the space, you know. I think our cramped studios become really comfy.
Well, think about it. Like you're eating food, right? And
Yeah.
you walk over and you take out you want to take out a utensil.
Mhm.
Ooh, the utensil is made of crystal. Whoa, you know, dinner's
Whoa.
elevated.
It's like, you know, who knew your home could be so like magical and fun and such a novelty, you know?
Luxurious.
Yeah,
Yes,
very luxurious.
absolutely.
I don't
And
know
like,
why I was so hesitant to move in with you at first. Really, it's been awesome. I
saying that.
and maybe it's because we're like only like, you know, half a year into our relationship, so I thought at first maybe it was too soon, but it's been a lot of fun.
Well, it's crazy because that's exactly the same thing my last two boyfriends said.
Oh, that's
And
so
I was starting to
weird.
think like, you know, is it that I keep going for stupid bad people or like I'm just cursed? But then I really feel like now, do you know what I mean? Like I think this
Yeah.
is really working out.
Cut to Morgan and Hayden, the two ex-boyfriends, sitting on the other side of the room.
Enjoy the plush beanbag that you thought was a stupid purchase.
I still live here. You can't talk like this.
Oh, I thought we
Your
agreed that
long week.
before. Sorry, Hayden. I thought we agreed about before 8 p.m. we don't actually hear out your opinions on the space.
Let him talk. He has like a lot of good stuff to talk about.
That's what I'm talking about. Bree, we've been silenced. Okay, we have voices.
I knew like literally nothing about movies until I met Hayden.
Bree,
I knew
I feel like
nothing
that's
Nice
about
out.
to
sports before I met Bree. You know, we really complete each other. But you two
Cut
are just so
to
focused about
Hayden.
yourself.
Cut to Hayden explaining The Godfather to Bree.
So you see, there's Michael. He's like a son, right? And like, you know, his dad. You know, he's
All right, cut back.
Yeah, I can see how he adds a lot.
Listen, I actually know exactly what it's like to be with Hayden. So maybe like, I don't know, tone it down a little bit. Like enjoy the caviar that I left out very kindly and graciously, might I add. Okay.
Not
And
cheap.
also we have about 5 more minutes of light before we have to turn it down because I won't be able to afford the bill. So just keep that in mind, everyone.
Yep.
So 5 more minutes.
About to get cold in here too.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen. We can't do
Yeah.
heater again.
Yep.
But I did want to talk to you, Mason, now that I have you, about
Yeah.
our plans for the cruise. Did you want to spend an extra day in Miami?
Oh gosh. I mean, I feel like the extra day is just gonna kind of like I'm already kind of stretching thin a little bit financially on the cruise, so I think maybe not. Hayden, do you mind?
Oh,
Hayden?
did I leave the humidifier on?
Oh, did Hayden just let a long fart out of his mouth? Was that the
No,
sound
he
that I
doesn't
just
do that
heard?
around me.
Cut to Matt and Mel, who run a local Miami beach club.
Hey, girl, how are you feeling today?
A little hungover, but that's what happens when you own a Miami beach club.
Wow, of course, of course. Hey, do you feel like we've been seeing sort of a decline in customers lately?
I find that I feel like they should always stay just one more day.
If you just spend one more day at the Miami Beach Club, you're probably not ever going to want to leave.
Because I wouldn't say we're like a day one attraction. You fly in, you're a little tired, you take a nap. You're not coming down to the Miami Beach Club. We're a day 3 excursion. But once you're here, you never want to leave, baby.
You never
Hi, excuse me.
Oh,
I was about to enter my hotel room and I noticed they locked from the outside.
Yeah, we
Okay.
felt like once you were here, you wouldn't need that anymore. So we went ahead and installed that.
Okay. I'm just not gonna. Do I get the key?
Do you want a mojito?
You want
I
some
guess.
mojito? You want some mojito?
Oh my god! I'm gonna take a lap.
all right. Mason and Sasha walk up to the front desk where Matt and Mel are working. Hey.
Hey, bud.
Hey, guys. Hey. So we were thinking of checking out.
Checking
How
out
about
this. Check
No, you go ahead, Mel. I could tell that was going
sick
to be
muscle.
Yeah.
Is that what
Checking
you
out-
want to check out?
No. I don't,
Sweetheart,
well,
it is a really sick muscle, though.
I mean, it's good. It's good looking muscle, I guess. But
Okay, so you'll stay another 2 nights. Sounds
well,
good.
actually, our
Ew.
cruise.
Oh,
I didn't
sorry,
pay for
the
the cruise
desk is
to.
closed.
The desk is closed. It's 11:15 a.m.
What's
Yeah,
it gonna take?
but you can
Listen,
go check out our outdoor restaurant.
I can give you $100 or $1,000. Which one
What?
would you prefer? I'll give you either.
No.
I
Sasha,
really think
don't.
before you guys leave, you have to check out the outdoor restaurant. It's run by this very fashionable, gruff old Miami man named Lorcan.
All right, fine. I guess we're hungry and we need to get brunch
That's
anyway. before
working
we
hard
check
at
out.
work at his restaurant.
You guys here for some burgers?
Yeah, I guess. Do you have like any? What? Do you have any other menu options, Lorcan, or is it?
We got Miami burgers. It's my specialty.
We
What's
see
in
he's just flipping the same uncooked patty again and again, and
Is
because
that-
he keeps flipping it, it hasn't cooked at all.
Is that grill top even on, Lorcan?
No,
Is that just a counter?
no, I cook it through the air.
You
Oh,
see
like
a
from-
waiter trying to catch the burger he's been flipping onto a bun for the past minute.
Lorcan, is that the brunch burger or is it?
It's the Miami burger, baby.
There are we see there are also
Jesus Christ.
Bree, I just got to say, this backpacking adventure, I think it's been really good for me. I really needed to get out of the city and just spend some time in nature.
totally, dude. You've been pretty distracted at work. I figured just taking a break from the office, getting out in that clear air.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah, I feel a lot better. I feel like I'm seeing a lot more clearly what matters in my life, what doesn't matter in my life, what's important, who's important, who I need to cut out of my life when I get back to the city. And it's just been really helpful. So thanks for that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, I want you to clear your head totally. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
And clear space in my life for more me time and less time with other people.
I
get
don't
it.
think you necessarily need to cut anyone out of your. Well, I just thought you seemed a little on edge at work. Not that you kind of need to start from scratch socially.
Right. You were like, let's get out to the wilderness. Let's get back to who we are at our core as human beings. Let's shed our corporate world skin. Let's return to who we truly are, and let's wipe the slate clean. I completely agree, Bree.
Matt, at the campfire last night, you promised me that list wasn't a kill list.
It's not a kill. It's not a kill list. It's an elimination list. So whether they're killed or just immobilized isn't essential. The point is, Bree, you've brought me to this place where I understand what I need to do.
You misunderstood, dude. This is my fault. My girlfriend said, like, do you even know this guy that well? Like, you shouldn't go camping. And I said, yeah, we were like cubicle mates. Of course I know him. He's been a little tense.
Right, in a pen. We were stuck in a pen, stuck around people as if we had no control over those people's lives. But now we understand. We need to be alone. Just you and me, Bree. We don't need anybody else.
Cut to Mason and Hayden. Hey, did you hear about the elimination list, Hayden?
I just thought I wouldn't have made the cut, but you know, here I am, top of the list.
Yeah, I'm on it too. I'm like almost halfway down or something. It's a long list. Surprisingly long.
Surprisingly long. I honestly didn't think Matt knew that many people.
Is he in your department?
Pardon?
Is Matt in your department? He's not in mine.
Yeah, he's in our department in sales, which, you know, it's obviously it's going to make working with the guy difficult.
Yeah. How do you bounce back from that? You know, it's gonna be really awkward. You know, I mean, I only see him in the bathroom or in the water cooler.
Cut to Matt and Hayden leading a presentation together.
So
and as you can see,
you definitely go ahead.
Oh no, Hayden, it's fine. It's fine, Hayden. Why don't you proceed to cut me off? Go ahead. It's your funeral. What?
You see that like 5 different people have had a hand raised for a question for like 5 minutes.
Why don't you,
Hayden?
Hayden, actually, Matt, I have a question for Hayden. Hayden.
Thank you for clearing it through me, which is the procedure.
Hayden, I just wanted to ask, like, this presentation is so great. Like, how did you have a chance to make this while you were raising 5 beautiful kids and have a really lovely wife who's actually gone through quite a bit this past year?
Honestly, you know, I have to say that I did it because of the leadership that, you know, Matt has shown.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm inspired. My kids are would have been garbage if not for Matt.
We see Matt is thumbing through the list, which has now been converted into like a full like encyclopedia style book. And we see that he's whiting something out and that he's flipping a few more pages and jotting something down.
Hey, I have a question for Matt.
Yeah, please ask Hayden if I'm in a good place right now to answer a question.
Hayden, is Matt in a good place right now for me to ask him a question?
It's your funeral.
I just wanted to say I thought your projections for the next quarter were a little bit optimistic. That's all.
We see that Matt's like grip on the laser pointer that he's holding is like tightening and tightening and tightening. And finally it bursts and little parts fly everywhere.
Matt, why don't you take this?
God.
Oh, I'll take it, Hayden. Thank you. Sorry, Michael. What was that again? A little optimistic. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, I think it's pretty fair.
Knock, knock. Hey, it's Boss Mel. What's up, everybody? So I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis, and I ended up buying a super hot Miami Beach club. So we're all moving to Miami, baby.
Cut to Mason and Hayden in like ridiculously bright like beach bungalow clothing, but still looking very somber as though they're back to work. That's great, but how do I get off the list, seeing as how I can't suck up to him at work like you've been doing, Hayden? So that's awesome that you're off the list.
I gave him one of my kids. I mean, I don't think how that is.
Yeah, like a fucking brown nose.
Swipe.
Brown nose.
Oh, Bree, how'd you learn how to do that with your hands?
Gymnastics camp.
Whoa. That's really cool. I didn't know that you went to another camp. I thought you just came to science camp with us. I didn't know that you went to another one.
Yeah, I like go to like a few camps during the summer. I don't want to like put myself in like a box early on.
No, not Schrodinger's.
Great joke, Mel.
Thanks.
A
Anyways,
camp counselor goes over and just puts a gold star on Mel and walks away.
thank you.
Really good work, Mel. Bree, I'm curious, what do you feel like you need out of a different camp?
Yeah.
You just like make different friends and like Lorcan knows. Lorcan goes to basketball camp after.
What?
Ooh.
Well, it's more of like it's like a basketball after school sort of program. I wouldn't call it a camp.
Are moms and dads there?
No.
Then it's camp.
It's camp.
Mel, are we the
Yours is
only
only
Mel, are we the only non-multi-camp kids?
Furthermore, I get here 2 hours early and stay 2 hours late.
Yeah, it's a week-long camp, and Mel is the first to arrive and the first to leave.
I'm the last to leave.
Gosh.
Camp counselor goes up and removes a star from Mel.
Oh no.
Cut to Sasha and Hayden. You are just tossing gold stars out and in. I don't know. It's kind of setting the kids off a little.
Well, you see, physics is a very thankless job, and so I just sort of feel like any opportunity we have to reinforce good behavior and good math.
But you took one of those stars away. Why would your argument here is for encouraging kids and you're punishing them?
Encouraging good math, Hayden. He did bad math.
Oh, not a good emotional standpoint, but just simply cold hard math, which is
Sasha is holding a sticker sheet, and it's clear that she's taken the stickers off and put them back. Like none of them are in the original position.
And they're all like a little askew from the outline.
Do you know how hard I work, Hayden?
Don't have to show me the stars. We're talking about the stars.
Do you see this? Do you see this?
Okay, easy now. Look, you're a passionate physicist. No one's gonna dispute that. You are a less than ideal camp counselor.
Hey Hayden, hey boss, and hey Sasha, what's up? I just wanted to check in with you, Hayden, about how I'm preparing for the the presentation on like the little forest critters and stuff for the kids. Are you busy? Did I come in at a bad time?
No, this is a perfectly good time. I think this is time that you probably air your grievances with Sasha, because I'm letting mine out right now, and me being the top of the rung here, but you're essentially a co-equal physicist in this whole thing here.
Oh, I don't know about. I mean, I don't really,
No, go ahead.
I mean,
go ahead.
No. I was just trying to check in about
it wasn't
doing.
Really a question. It was more of a go ahead.
I can handle it.
I want to focus on tonight's presentation. I don't really want to focus on, like Sasha's chronic capriciousness as a camp counselor, or.
Sasha, take one of his gold stars away.
English camp.
No, not my gold stars. Come on, I need those gold stars.
Sasha, take his gold star away.
Thank you.
That one was on my face.
Well, now it's not. It's back on my sheet.
Look, I just want to teach the kids about snails. All right.
This is
I
physics.
just want to. Yeah, and
I know about snails.
All the sciences are connected, Sasha. They need to learn some biology.
We cut to four snails: Ronald, Darby, Felipe, and Tyler, who is very much dead. Guys, can I just say that? I love the attention as a snail. I love the attention.
Oh,
Do you ever wonder why, like, as a presentation about woodland creatures, like we are the ones to go?
We seem
Felipe,
to be
go
the
ahead.
main exhibit here.
Yeah. Snails live everywhere. And woodland critters, I mean, that's pretty specific to the woodland. I'm grateful for the attention.
I feel like I can't relate to what the children are learning about. I myself grew up on a brick wall outside a suburban house.
Mm-hmm.
And
we were brought here.
Yeah, we're not from the woods. It's actually not really our cup of tea.
No. Tyler,
I
what do
showed
you
no
think?
resistance at all when they put me in that box. I am not woodland tough.
Is Tyler icing us out right now?
Cut to Mason and Mel and Bree, who are camp kids, and Mason's showing them the snails. Yeah, and that's how the mucous membrane produces. And anyway, sorry, just to go back to something. It doesn't. These snails were named randomly. It doesn't matter that they're like. Mel, I know your question about why is one named Felipe, but like they just were named randomly. I don't know who.
No, it's like it's fine. We just need like he just can't come into the bar if we don't know. Like we just can't drink with him.
That makes perfect sense. All right, cool. All right, great.
Yay!
Awesome. I think that's all the time that we have today for our main show. And we can, what do you like, Cast? I want to hear what your thoughts are. We can take some questions. We can play a final round of Experts Challenge, something. We can like close up the night.
We had a lot of hashtags going in that one.
I'm sure we had so many.
Danny, can you give us some highlights?
Yeah. Some of them were, well, the first one I thought was controversial, so I tried to skip over it. Second one was hashtag no protein from Michael.
No protein.
Hashtag
great.
mac and cheesy. Hashtag
mac and cheesy.
Yeah, hashtag male loser. Hashtag long fart. Hashtag you want some mojito. Hashtag Miami burger for sure. And then hashtag hashtag elimination list. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think Cast, what do you think? You want to play Experts Challenge? You want to take some questions? What do you want to do?
I'm down for some.
Also, I'm sorry when I did because like a lot of people did the twos, and I was like doing a joke on top of like how many people did the twos, and then Mel initiated with me, and I feel like I'm sorry.
Thank you for apologizing because I've been thinking about that.
I've been really bent out of shape about that.
Guys,
so
you should see Michael's DMs to me. They're
brutal.
We have a group chat that's everyone but Bree where we talk about when you do things like that.
Yeah.
With corresponding screenshots and timestamps.
Yeah.
I would feel relieved to know that existed. I'd be like, great. I've used all this time worrying. Sorry, continue. We're live. Sorry.
We can do some Q's and some A's. I think.
Let's do some Q's.
Yeah,
Q's and some A's.
We'll field a couple questions and then wish you all a great night and tuck you in and give you a little warm milk and a kiss, you know?
Yeah, big, warm, milky kiss. A frothy...
We're going to drink the milk.
Just so y'all know, like, compare...
What'd you say, Sasha?
Never mind. I'm turning on a light.
Oh. Sasha, can you give us, like, a tour of this beautiful room?
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah.
My parents' room?
Yeah.
I can show you this really cool painting. Check this out. Since Lorcan showed a painting.
Okay, wait, hold on. Let me spotlight you.
No.
What?
This
Good, yeah.
I don't want anyone to see.
No, this is great. Yeah, just stop. I'm shy.
So my mom paints, and then I brought like friends up here when we were all visiting a while ago, and I was showing them this painting, and I was like, look at what my mom did. Like, she's honestly a genius. I don't know if you can see it with the light.
Dude,
it's great.
Awesome.
It's very lovely. She didn't make it. They bought it at a fucking thrift store.
Oh no!
It's sustainable.
Yeah, so that's
artists.
for today. Next time I'll be in a different room.
I saw a question that was a favorite thing about each cast member, and
that's so cute.
I wanted to answer it in the form of starting like a compliment chain. So I'm going to start by throwing a compliment Sasha's way. If you guys might not know from just watching her as an improv comedian, but she is also like a very responsible friend and a very brilliant scientist as well, which is an underappreciated aspect of her.
Not a doctor.
Sasha.
Yeah, I know.
Not a doctor, but thank you.
Sasha. Great
That's
job,
very,
Sasha.
very nice.
So humble too.
Anyone else have? Yeah.
Yeah. Can I do the next one?
Oh yeah, let's do it that way. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna give a compliment to Matt. That's not gonna sound like a compliment at first, but it's gonna
great.
Hell yeah.
It's the only kind of compliment I get, so I'll take it.
That is like the popular kid in school that I would never have enough security to ever speak to, but then he somehow doesn't double down on that ever and ends up being one of the most supportive, nicest people that like I've truly ever met. So even though I expected you to be the biggest bully, you make me feel so much better than like possible than I thought was possible. So you're You're a superstar, good person.
That's
Hell
such
yeah,
a
man.
kind thing to say. Now get back in that locker. Get in there.
Okay.
Sasha, that's really sweet. That means the world to me. I will give a compliment to Mel. What I like about Mel is something that I could learn to do a little bit more of myself, which is to, instead of like, and I don't know if this is like at every aspect of her life, but when it comes to creative pursuits, Mel just like dives in head first and is like, I have an idea, I'm gonna do it because it sounds fun, and I'm gonna see what comes out. As opposed to like, I tend to be very calculated about the creative things that I do and make sure that I'll be good at it, like before I even consider trying a thing, and that's very limiting. I think that Mel bounds into creative pursuits with reckless abandon, and it often turns into things that are really cool.
Oh, Rambo.
Thank you, Matthew. That's very sweet. My compliment is going to go to Bree. Bree is one of my favorite humans, and she's one of those people that you meet and you're like, okay, you're like really beautiful. Like, you can also be funny. And then she's really, really funny. And then you're like, okay,
That's
you're
illegal.
beautiful and funny. You can't also be a genius. And then she builds an air conditioner. And then okay.
And you're like, I don't need an air conditioner.
And I'm
Please
like,
stop building the air conditioners.
and then I'm like, she's beautiful, she's smart, she's funny. Like, she can't also be kind and remember people's birthdays and remember when you like might. She just knows like when you need a hug. And so Bree is someone who has a sixth sense, and I think she can see dead people, but whatever.
Fine.
I love you. That was so kind. Thank you, Mel. I'm gonna go to Michael. Michael has like just probably like the most pleasant like energies
For real.
to be around. It's like both like calming and like it's just like a really nice presence to like perform with and everything as well. He also like brings like such a funny what's the word, like his like your comedic voice,
Look,
Michael,
he
is
looks
like
weird.
Yeah. Go on.
don't be a bully, Matt.
Shit.
Like a really unique voice to any group, and you're just like a really supportive person and also improviser. It just feels really lovely to be around.
So true.
Thank you. Thank you. That's so kind. I'll throw a compliment Hayden's way and say that Hayden is a very fun team member to have, in that he really ropes you into the back and forth he has, the banter he has with everybody. And that's like I think that's a unique way of making you feel like very included. So I really like that like playfulness that Hayden has about him.
He's also in a motel room.
Yeah,
He's also-
that's
that's
what lives in a Motel
yeah.
6.
Yeah. If you let me include you in my Motel 6.
Please show us the public pool, Hayden.
I'm not sure if Danny's included in the compliments here, but I'm gonna compliment Danny.
Aw.
Danny's probably the most selfless person when it comes to producing Script Not Found, and perhaps puts in as many hours that I have no idea of how many it is, but I know it's a lot, sort of like cutting stuff and editing stuff and arranging stuff. There's not enough thank yous that I've given in the past. But
So real.
you're such a kind and selfless person in helping facilitate this, and it speaks to your character of, how great you are. So thank you for everything.
Appreciate that, bud. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Who's left?
Lorcan's last.
Lorcan, no. So
Compliment.
It's okay.
Lorcan.
Nobody can think of anything. I get it.
no. Well, it's cool because Lorcan and I actually had some classes together in college, but I actually think Lorcan's just one of the easiest to approach human beings to communicate with. Like, I don't know. I find that I'm constantly gravitating towards him at like parties and get-togethers and stuff like that, just because I don't know. I think it is a skill to make people feel like they genuinely are interesting and matter when you talk to them, and I think Lorcan's really good at that. And he's funny as hell, and he never tries, and it's annoying because as someone who tries to be funny, well, yeah, I really appreciate his gifts.
Thank you, Danny.
Of
The
course.
first time I met Lorcan, I was like, "Fuck yeah, this guy's my friend now." It was just like
Yeah.
boom.
Lorcan, you have to loop back to Mason now.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Dig deep, man.
So Mason, I'm messing around. Mason basically, along with Danny, as Hayden said, organized this whole thing, and like Hayden, I have no idea how many hours he puts in. I know it's a lot, but like I've never heard anything but enthusiasm from Mason on basically any topic. Obviously this being one of them, but like across the spectrum. And I just really enjoy how positive and sunny of an outlook you carry everywhere.
Wow. This is very heartwarming. I also
really
thank you,
cute, guys.
thank you. And it was adorable. Thank you for inspiring us to do
little
that
indulgent.
compliment chain. It was quite indulgent, but that's okay because I love you guys. So I also want to quickly shout out. We were like a lot of the compliments me and Danny received were about like organizing this, and I want to shout out Mel too because Mel is basically the person who put these Zoom shows together. Without her sort of whipping us into shape and inspiring us to do them and giving them a shot, none of us would be here right now. So shout out to Mel for doing that. It's awesome. So everyone here knows, we will be back. I believe we will announce the time for sure, but we're thinking of coming back next week around this time, right? And regardless of whether it is this or something else, just look out on our social media. You can follow us at Script Not Found on Instagram, on YouTube, on Twitter. And we will be sure to announce next week's stream or next time's stream. And we really appreciate you for joining us. It's been a lot of fun. As you can all tell, we love each other and we really love doing these. And also for your friends who didn't join us this time on stream, let them know to log on next time, and also tell them not to worry about what they've missed because we will be gradually like segmenting these live Zoom shows and putting them up on YouTube for your viewing pleasure. Would anyone like to take us out, and then we'll say goodnight, everybody?
I don't want to take anyone out, but I do want to say that we're also gonna. There was someone who mentioned complimenting the chat, and we do want to say thank you out to everyone for being interactive.
Yeah.
And it feels like there's more than just like if it's
y'all make this extremely fun for us.
Yeah.
The fact that 90 people like are down to just like watch me and my friends do weird shit. It's like really
watch Matt cyberbully Sasha.
You know what's funny is from the people who watched last week, I got so many comments about when we all said our major, and I just thought it was, I don't want to do this, but I thought it'd be very funny if we ended every episode by saying what our major was.
That's great.
Just every week, and like people do not know why we do this.
Thank you.
No, we should do that. We should do that as fast as we can, and then Danny end the live stream.
Theater.
To get
political science.
Economics and accounting.
Bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye. Chinese, bye.